All right, welcome. So we've all seen AI agents get ridiculously powerful, right? But has the way we interact with them really kept up? Today, we're going to talk about a huge shift, how we can turn that simple AI chat window from a place where you just talk into a real dynamic workspace where you can actually get stuff done. So let's be real for a second. Why is it that talking to these super powerful AIs can still feel, well, so frustrating? You know the feeling. You've got a complex task in mind, but you get stuck playing this endless game of 20 questions, and the chat just feels more like a roadblock than a helpful tool. And that right there is the core problem. Way too often, we're stuck over here on the left, just getting a simple assistant response. Some text, maybe a basic table. But what we really need is what's on the right, a true working interface, a space where we can actually interact, click around, and build something. This gap is exactly what we're going to bridge today. Okay, to make this super clear, let's walk through a real-world example. I have a friend who's a sales analyst, and he was so excited to use AI to speed up his quarterly reports. He thought it'd be a total game changer. But, yeah, it didn't quite work out that way.
So it all kicked off with a really simple prompt. Get sales data. Seems easy enough, right? And boom, right away, the AI comes back with questions. The whole process slows to a crawl before it even gets started. So he tries to clarify, but notice that phrase, the usual regions. I mean, he knows what that means, but does the AI? Not really.
And yep, here's where it all goes wrong. The AI just takes a guess. It assumes what he means by usual, and that assumption is what breaks the whole workflow.
So what does he get for all that effort? A boring, underwhelming markdown table. And because the AI guessed the regions wrong, he basically had to scrap the whole thing and start over. All that back and forth for nothing. It was just pure friction. Okay, so how do we fix this mess? How do we get from that clunky conversation to a real working interface? Well, the answer is this really cool technology called MCP apps.
So what in the world are MCP apps? Well, it stands for Model Context Protocol. But here's the brilliant part. They are rich, interactive user interfaces that live directly inside the chat window. And see that word bidirectional? That's the magic. It means the UI and the AI are in a constant conversation. It's a true two-way street, turning that chat into an actual workspace.
Let's break this down step by step. It's actually pretty simple. First, instead of just text, the AI sends back an actual app, an interactive UI. Second, you work with that UI right there in the chat. You fill out a form, you select options, whatever. Third, and this is key, your actions seamlessly update the chat's memory with perfect structured data. And finally, the AI uses that perfect context to nail the next step. No more guesswork. Okay, enough theory. Let's actually see this thing in action. We're going to replay our sales analyst's entire workflow, but this time it's going to be powered by MCP apps. So we start with the exact same prompt our analyst used, get sales data. But watch what happens this time. It's a total game changer. Instead of a question, the AI pops up this, a full-on interactive form. The analyst can now use drop-downs, toggles, and selectors to specify exactly what he needs. No more guessing games, no more usual regions. You're giving it precise, perfect, structured information.
So once our analyst hits submit, something really cool happens behind the scenes. The app takes all those choices and packages them into what's called JSON data, which is just a super clean, organized format that the AI can understand perfectly. Now, the AI knows exactly what to do. Okay, so now the AI has perfect context. What's next? The user can just type a simple follow-up like, visualize the data. And wow, check this out. This is where the magic really happens. The AI doesn't just spit out a boring table. It renders this beautiful, interactive donut chart showing sales contributions right there in the chat.
And it's not just one chart either. The same app can give you multiple views, like this bar chart for comparing revenue across quarters. You're getting deep insights now, not just a wall of text. It's visual, it's interactive, and it's way, way more useful.
All right, we're almost at the finish line. The final step for our analyst is to take all this great visual data and turn it into a formal report.
And bam, just like that, the AI generates the PDF and presents it in another one of these little apps. The analyst can just click and download the finished report. Done. So let's just pause and think about what just happened. Data selection, interactive visualization, and a final downloadable report, All of it in one smooth, continuous flow right inside the chat window. He never had to leave.
Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? This is about way more than just one cool sales tool. This really points to the future of how all of us are going to work with AI.
The main thing to understand is this. We are moving away from just chatting with an AI. We're moving towards a world where that chat window is basically a new kind of operating system, where you can run actual, powerful applications to get complex work done.
And look, this isn't just for sales analysts. Imagine building tools for planning a trip, reviewing code, managing a project, anything really. So it leaves us with a really exciting question to think about. What are those clunky, frustrating workflows in your life that are just waiting to be transformed?